morning to one and all present over here. Of course, I am Akash representing R.C. Patel School. I am getting a privilege to stand in front of you and share some views, some thought about rebirth. Do we have rebirth? Is this the first time we have taken birth, or we are the old guest of Earth? We have had this question in our mind from a long time, but the answer is intriguing. Rebirth or reincarnation is a phenomenon where an immortal soul is continuously born and reborn in any of the form of 8.4 million life forms until it attains moksha. The change in the body is determined by the karmas that we have done in our previous birth. The karmas done by us constitute our next birth. Yet another reason for reincarnation is the universe performs acts on our commands and demands. This means that whatever desire we have in our mind will surely come true someday. However, it isn't necessary that this will come true in this birth itself. Let's take an example of our own real life. When our nearer one gets hospitalized and doctors have no hopes, we think about God, the greatest positive power. When we know that a person is definitely going to die, then why we keep hope by praying heartfully? Because somewhere prayers can tackle the person's problem. It is our own belief, isn't it? And why? If we can believe in God to make an impossible case possible, then why we can't believe in rebirth? Because impossible itself is possible. Hindu philosophy states that all people born in this earth are certain to die, and equally certain is the fact that all died will be reborn. This concept was there in the 27th sloka of 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, a scared book of Hindus. They believe that all living beings in this earth have soul, and Hindu sculpture states that there are 14 bhuvanas, that are earth-like world in this universe, of which 7 are above us and rest below us. Heaven and hell are the one of the part of this 14. The next birth can be at heaven or hell or in remaining 14 bhuvanas. The form of life is directly proportional to the IOUs that we execute. The positive and negative IOUs do not cut off each other. It can either be repaid or collected. If we get positive IOUs, then the form will be human. And if the negative IOUs is more than the positive IOUs, then the form would not be a human. Now what about animals, insects and all other non-human life? How do they escape the cycle? Any form of non-human life is akin to a jail term. Any form of life other than human is a form of punishment for the soul. The soul reverts the punishment and converts to human form. In similar circumstance, it has been taken to non-human form. In fact, many of the things happening in our life is due to we may have wished it in our earlier birth. In contrary, if we do not wish for anything, then the universe itself decide our well-being, and that truly is the best for us. We should know that we are the way we wanted to be in past, and we will be the way we wanted to be in future. Our errand is to do better karmas to yield better tomorrow. However, we must not do good karmas as a part of our mean selfish act, or we mustn't do anything to drive our selfish motives and expect anything in return. However, this cycle of birth and death doesn't continue eternally. There is an end to it, but it may be near or far from it, depending on our different present states. Till then, just do good karmas, meditate, practice yogasanas, because these are the essential requirement of our body, mind as well as our soul. Thank you.